$1,000 could be yours right now, and that money, God in heaven. I know we just had taxes and everything, but like the taxes are already eaten up, the tax returns.
Yeah, it just gets Pac-Man'd.
So if you didn't get much back on your taxes, maybe $1,000 could help you out. I don't know what you need it for, bills, or you want to go on a vacation. Good Lord, I'd love to go on a vacation right now.
Nice.
This hour's keyword for your shot at $1,000 is check. So log on to 1059thebrew.com. Enter the keyword check, and we could call you back within minutes with $1,000. Drew's got sports coming up next. What do you have?
WNBA draft last night. We'll tell you where Caitlin Clark's going to be playing.
That's right after the Pumpkins. Happy Tuesday. It's 6:26.
One, two, three. And now, Brew Sports.
Damn it, you gotta catch that ball.
Here's Drew.
Well, last night it became official. Caitlin Clark taken number 1 overall in the WNBA draft, and that makes her officially a pro. She's going to the Indiana Fever. You guys ready to break a sweat? We're in a fever. Indiana's actually had a pretty good team in the past, but now we're in a time where they're in a lull. That's how you end up with the number 1 pick. Looking to rejuvenate a team. Now, Caitlin Clark is a great role model for a lot of athletes in general, but especially for female athletes, knowing that they can gain notoriety too. Being a girl dad myself, her message is pretty great. She talked about family and how she earned it.
And I think just a belief in myself, and my parents always instilled confidence in me from a young age when I was a young girl, and I think that's something a lot of young girls can learn to have, and I think people supporting them certainly helps. So, I think the biggest thing is the confidence, but I told my mom before this is like, I earned it, and that's why I'm so proud of it.
Super cool for her. It does bring up a bit of a disparity in salary. Did you hear how much she'll make for this 4-year contract. It's only $338,000. Now that's a lot of money.
But what's the equivalent of somebody like a male going to the pros?
First of all, it breaks down to her first year. She's going to make $76,000. That's the breakdown. So it's not per year. It's just $76,000. That wouldn't be bad if you had a good mid-level job doing your thing. The men, the number 1 overall pick, just signed a $55 million contract.
No.
So we've got a bit of a thing there, but still, this could be the beginning of a change when it comes to that. And in about an hour, we'll tell you about Rashee Rice, the wide receiver from the Chiefs, won the Super Bowl, crashed on a freeway, and is now in a ton of financial trouble because of it. There's your sports.
Thank you very much. Coming up next, apparently they're back at Drew's house. They have returned. What are we talking about? We'll tell you right after Billy Idol. Happy, what is it, Tuesday?
Mm-hmm. It's Tuesday.
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 I'm going to say Tuesday. It's 105.9 The Brew. Tanner, Drew, and Laura. I'm ready for Trash Bandits, which is coming up Saturday morning, Earth Day this year, and of course 420.
Ooh.
So come on out, and if you need to have like a weed brownie to help pick up some trash, whatever you need. I mean, the weed brownies you're gonna have to supply yourself, but I'm fine with it.
And get your timing right. You might eat it and the thing doesn't kick in till about noon when you're on a park bench.
Yeah. The Trash Bandit's going to be cleaning up these parts. Which parts? Montevilla Park.
Hey, yeah.
From 9 a.m. to 11:30 on Saturday morning. Come on out. Actually, you need to sign up if you can because we need to know how many grippers, trash bags, and supplies to bring. 1059thebrew.com. Got to click on the contest page. There's a link there.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know if maybe people are having a tough time finding the Trash Bandits link. Beefwater, I think, was offended yesterday when I was like, this is kind of hard to find.
It is hard to find. Sorry, Beef, but it's hard.
I think it's worth pointing out.
We're on the show, and it took me like 3 minutes to find it yesterday.
Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive because it's not a contest, but it's under the contest tab.
Yeah.
So just look there.
No wonder we're just struggling to get our numbers. We got to go on. You have to do a full-on cloak and dagger to get there.
So go sign up 1059thebrew.com, and then we'll see you Saturday morning. If you just want to do a little good for the city, help clean up some garbage, make yourself feel better, or write off some community service hours, whatever you want to do.
Either way.
1059thebrew.com. All right, so apparently they're back at Drew's house. And
Speaking of Trash Bandits.
Speaking of Trash Bandits.
It's very close to home today.
Trash Pandas. What's going on?
So if you remember just last year, I had that raccoon under my house that was it was a battle we fought for a long time, all kinds of traps, and then it ended up having babies under my house.
Oh.
And ruined my insulation. I've had a freezing playroom ever since.
Yes.
Well, at the end of that battle where we used live traps, remember, I caught a neighbor's cat and things still won't come in the yard.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's better than their kid.
Yeah. I mean, we tried everything. We had trail cams up. I caught the thing on trail cam a bunch. But then when it finally left, and we fought hard and it left when it was ready, we put metal grates all around it. That part of the foundation where it had lived. And
so it couldn't get
moved
back
on.
in.
Life went on.
Yeah.
Things were great until... I think it was the day before yesterday, Amy said she saw something weird with one of the vents in a different part of the house where there's a flower bed that blocks it all.
Yeah.
And we get back there, and we look down, and sure as hell, we have another breached entry.
Oh, no. They're crafty critters.
So
make yourself a hat.
But it doesn't, so I had heard that there's a chance that the same raccoon comes back, because when a raccoon is staying in your house at night, it'll leave and travel many miles away and come back to your house.
Right.
It's it has that intuition. And I fear, I don't know what you call a female raccoon when you're being mad. I know what you call a dog.
Yeah.
But oh man.
I think you can call them the same thing.
This little sack of biatch is all up in my place again.
Oh no.
And I have no idea how to get her out.
Well, it's baby season.
It is. It's baby season. I mean, and so I sent you guys a picture.
Oh.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah, I saw it.
Of the things you put in your yard. They look like a predator, and they have red beady eyes that turn on an emotion sensor,
right.
and it has that sound that we can't hear. That.
And it's supposed to scare them
off. It scares them off.
I mean, that's what Amazon says.
Oh.
Why can't you just? I mean, you're not allowed to shoot them dead.
No, I don't think you can.
So it is
right?
So I've battled raccoons a couple of times. I caught one in a live trap in my yard when I lived in Eugene, and I called animal control, and they're like, "That's not us." And I'm like, "Well, who is it then?" They're
Wait,
like,
what do you mean it's not animal
they
control?
won't come pick up your raccoon.
Who picks up the raccoon?
I don't know. They honestly they turned me away, and if you drown them, you're in trouble.
Right.
So eventually, so I put a towel over it, and eventually this raccoon was so smart, it got out of that trap in the middle of the night and alleviated me of the death warrant I was about to sign in the morning.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't have answers about raccoons, and I've fought them now 3 times.
So
and caught 2 cats.
If there's an exterminator or somebody who deals with this, can you explain what we're
what do we
supposed to
do?
do when you have a raccoon and a little family living under your house?
Well, they got 5 fingers. If it's got 5 fingers, you can't do anything about it.
Because I need the
I'm just
home
kidding, I don't
remedy mode, because between my sprinkler, my furnace, and my roof. I'm
think-
upside down in it. It's got to be on me
I
this
think
time.
the only option is like to trap it and then put it somewhere else, like take it into the woods somewhere.
But last time
I'm
I'm Googling all his favorite foods and putting them in there, and then it's just like, boom, Larry's
Nothing.
cat, boom, Rhonda's cat.
You just kept catching cats.
I've only caught 2, but still.
I mean, that's a lot.
They're traumatized by
These
the time
cats need to get a bit smarter.
and
What,
they're
uh,
live traps. It's not like they get snapped.
Right, yeah.
What's the easiest, most efficient, cheapest way to get rid of a raccoon at your house? 866-445-1059. You can also shoot us a text message on our Lazy Boy text line at 98197.
Yikes.
All right, more of your calls and texts coming up here in a few minutes. In about an hour, we've got tickets to System of a Down and Deftones.
Yep.
Make sure you're listening for that. We also have your chance at $1,000. All the details right 1059 The Brew, Portland's Rock Stations. Tanner, Drew, and Laura. So raccoons are back at Drew's house again this year. He got rid of them last year somehow, but
Apparently, it's like a timeshare.
yeah,
They just get to come back
It's
every
it's a vacation
every
rental.
spring.
they move in under your house, right? So it's like the crawl
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, so they go in through those vents. You know, when you walk around the house, you got those little 2-section vents.
Yeah, like
Just a
near
little-
near the ground.
Yeah, a little bigger
Yeah.
than a shoebox.
So we're trying to figure out how to get rid of them, like permanently, right? We don't know what to do and how to do it humanely and legally because it seems to be a lot. There seems to be a lot of red tape. We got some people on the phones here. I'll get to them in a second. Real quick, some text messages are coming in. This one's from 7877. It says, "Put some male raccoon pee in the crawl space, and the female will leave the crawl space."
Yeah, but then your crawl space smells like pee.
Yeah, and how long does that linger? I mean, if it's only like a human where it's a day or two, you know.
Yeah.
This one says, "I lived in a neighborhood that has joint trash cans I lived in a neighborhood that had joint trash cans when I was growing up. Raccoon City, I would use a fully automatic airsoft rifle to keep them away from eating cat food off our back porch."
Yeah, they're very crafty, though. I don't get to see them other than on a trail cam.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Good morning.
Yeah, hi. I work for pest control, and I was just going to give them some advice to deal with that raccoon.
Yeah, what would you do?
I would, well, you're doing it right with the have a heart cage, the live cage.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Okay, yeah. So just catch it with the live cage? Is that what you're saying?
And then throw it in a river.
No, I would, you got to take 35 miles away you have to take them. Otherwise, they will find the way back.
Wow, so you got to drive like 40 miles in an
35
opposite direction of your house.
miles.
And that
just
thing
dump it.
in my car?
Yeah.
Like, what's that about? Like, what happens in there? It's just a metal
What's
cage.
And then just put a blanket over it, I guess. Put a dirty blanket over it.
Oh my God! You know what I can imagine? This
Bruh.
raccoon using its opposable thumbs, opening the cage,
And
and,
then
there's
getting
just a
out in the car.
raccoon loose in your car.
But like
Yeah.
I said, they're crafty. If they
try to-
got out of my other one,
Maybe lock it or something. Figure out a way to
Yeah,
make
put
it
like
sure
a
it's
padlock
locked.
on it.
Yeah.
I'm borrowing a pickup.
Oh
all right, dude.
my God.
Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Oh, man. Or, yeah, I guess you could mount it on top of something. I don't know.
Plus, you have to get it into the cage. I did not achieve that last
Yeah, that's
summer.
true.
Hi, it's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Hey, so trapping a raccoon and transporting it and moving it somewhere and stuff is actually illegal.
That's illegal? A guy just told us that you needed to drive it 35 miles away from your house so it gets lost.
No, it's actually illegal. I ran into this with my mom and stuff. She had a bunch of raccoon problems and stuff, and I'd have to live catch them. But you can get hold of Oregon Fish and Wildlife, and they will give you a permit that you can exterminate them yourself.
Oh my God!
You have to
Now
have a
we're getting.
permit?
My
Jeez.
God.
I
You
mean,
have to have a
also though,
permit to
like
kill
these
it.
options are brutal on me.
Yeah,
like
right.
one's a wild ride through the woods with a raccoon, and the other one is look him in the eyes and kill him.
You got a shotgun, Drew?
I can borrow one.
The problem and stuff with it when you transport them and stuff is if you take one from one area and put them in another and stuff, you get a lot more diseases spread.
Right, it's
through.
like an
That's why
invasive
they don't want
species.
you
Oh,
The
jeez.
scary thing is that other guy said he worked for pest control. How many raccoons has he put 40 miles from here?
Just drop it in someone's backyard. It's
Right.
fine.
No worries.
Thanks for the call, brother.
Fueled by Columbia Heating and Cooling, raising your expectations of comfort.
All right, what's trending online at 1059thebrew.com? A video of a car that went airborne after crashing into a home's garage.
Oh, yikes.
Or before crashing into a home's garage. So this thing, I guess it like hit the yard in a certain way where it just got some air.
Like a curb or something?
Well, kind of. It looks like, yeah, I suppose a curb, yard.
Raised
but
area.
Just
A
like
rock?
some sort of slope. Enough to be a perfect ramp to launch over the pickup truck that's parked in the driveway
Oh, well, at least
and
they
smash
missed,
into the
At
garage.
least they missed the truck. That's good.
And it looks like a neighborhood that probably has families and kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
Yikes.
That's a wake-up call.
go check out that video. It'll be online in just a few minutes at 1059thebrew.com, including our Donkey Show podcast and so much more.
Yes.
All right, coming up at 7:30, more tickets to System of a Down and the Deftones. Coming up next, though, another keyword for your chance at $1,000 in cash. The Cash Karen's here. She's got a grand for you right after Night Ranger on The Brew. Coming up in about 30 minutes, tickets to go see System of a Down and the Deftones. Now, the show is in San Francisco, and when we heard about this, because it's only one show, they're not going on a tour,
Right.
which kind of sucks. But when we heard about this, we're like, we've got to give some tickets away, even if we'll be honest, we can't afford the trip.
Right.
We can't afford like the airfare and the hotel.
The hotel accommodations and stuff.
Times is rough.
And really, I mean, the show isn't till August. San Francisco is not that tough to get to. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got some time to plan.
It's like a 13-hour drive or whatever.
And the big deal is Golden Gate Park. Like, this hasn't happened before. So
Right.
they're gonna do this in a place. The inaugural means that you're gonna be a part of something.
And it's some great bands for the inaugural performance at that park. So, yeah, man, we got tickets here in about 30 minutes.
Nice.
To System of a Down and Deftones, and we've got them all week long for you. You just got to figure out how to get there.
That's right.
And I'm sure since the show's not until August, you can figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Somebody ended up on the Jumbotron the other day. Actually, Drew, it was Laura ended up on the Jumbotron at the Blazer game, apparently.
What kind of seats are you in to get Tron?
I was in 118.
It
So
looked like you
down
had
low.
some good seats.
Yeah, it was like the right by the basketball hoop.
Now, this was Friday night during Fan Appreciation Night at the Moda Center, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And now, Laura forgot to tell us about this yesterday. She just, like, at the end of the show, after the show, she was like, oh, by the way, guys.
Yeah, because I didn't. First of all, it was embarrassing. So I tried to push it out of my mind. Second of all,
Why was
I
it
had
embarrassing?
just kind of forgotten about it.
So what did you do on the Tron to get
Okay,
embarrassed?
so
Like, were you picking your nose and they cut to you?
No.
Sleeping?
First of all,
That'd be my biggest fear, honestly, picking my nose or something like
well,
that.
why are you picking your nose in public?
Well, sometimes
can avoid that.
you go and sometimes you just go real quick. And my luck would be the
See-
2 seconds I've got the digit in my nostril. They
and
cut to
I
me.
literally had that thought. I had just gone to get a piece of sizzle pie because why not, you know?
All
so I
right.
sit down, I'm eating my sizzle pie, and I'm thinking, I'm like, wouldn't it be hilarious if someone with a camera just appears and all of a sudden I'm on the Jumbotron stuffing my face with pizza? And then I was like, nah, that won't happen. And so I get to the end of my pizza. I'm like at the crust. I've got it folded in half and I'm just going in. Massive bite of my
nice.
crust. I'm like, and I look up like mid-bite. I just like look up and there I am on the Jumbotron mid-bite.
amazing.
That's
To
great.
a point where I was so embarrassed, and Court alluded to this yesterday, I think, on the Donkey Show, because his wife saw it. He was getting a beer.
That's a surprise.
I looked up, saw that I was about to take a bite, was so embarrassed, I stopped, took it out of my mouth,
Oh, no.
and just like looked away.
Wait. You
I
aborted the bite?
I aborted the bite because I was like, I don't want like all these people to see me just like chomping away.
Why'd you look away? It looks so obvious that it's awkward. You know, like
It
if I get
was
caught,
awkward.
if I'm at a stoplight and somebody catches me air drumming or singing,
Yeah.
I just continue to go because it looks more weird if I just go and I
Yeah.
turn to stone
well,
and I
that's
stop moving.
exactly what I did. And then I was like, I'm sure nobody saw it. It was really quick. Immediately, Michael Lacrosse, our boss,
Yeah.
sends me a text that said, "Eat that food." Like, no.
So did that actually breach your mouth? Like, was the bite inside and you pulled it away, or were you
No,
moving
I had
towards
not.
the goal?
Yeah, I had not fully clamped down on the crust
Okay,
yet.
if you pulled
so
it out of your mouth, it would have
Yeah,
been
all,
another
like
level.
it's food, half-chewed food just
Ooh.
falling
Yeah,
out
just like
onto the
falling.
plate.
No, thankfully I was not.
Oh,
I was
boy.
not mid chew.
How long did they hold the shot there, you think?
Too long.
They-
I
they-
don't know.
they let the drama
they
settle.
moved on to somebody else pretty quickly.
You know, when
but
you're the person just watching it, it looks probably like a second or two. But when you're the person that they're on,
Yeah.
it could feel probably like 5 or 10 seconds.
God,
yeah,
they should
I
have waited
just-
till that thing hit your lips and then kiss cammed you.
And
Yeah.
I knew. Like, they're looking for people like that, right? They're looking
Yeah.
for embarrassing moments.
Oh yeah, that lady's about halfway through
Yeah.
a slice. Just
And
That cameraman just put it on you
go.
the whole night and just
Camera
left
one,
it there.
camera two.
He just locked his
one.
camera.
yeah, he walked away from that. He's like, "We got a hot one here. She's eating pizza."
Look at this lady feed. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my embarrassing Jumbotron story.
Wow.
Well,
I've never been on the Jumbotron like that. Like, they've never cut to me.
Well,
Have you-
just stuff your face or do something embarrassing, and they will surely cut to you next
I
time.
would love to
coulda
know
got
if you were ever in the crowd when the Jumbotron, or were you ever on the Jumbotron? Did they cut to you and you ended up on the Jumbotron, even at the Moda Center or somewhere else? 866-445-1059. Yeah, Drew?
I don't remember what I was saying. I don't remember being troned either.
Ever?
I mean, maybe like the pan my area or something. It's not like I've never had me directly. How
Right,
many
yeah.
sporting events you got to be at normally?
Well, you have to get good seats.
Well, I never
think.
go to sporting events normally. This is my third Blazer game ever.
Yeah, well, when they give us
know,
tickets,
it's
they
your
give
luck.
us cotton for the nosebleeds they give us.
I've never been on. The only time I was on a jumbotron is when I was working in Detroit.
Yeah, right. And that doesn't count because you were down in it.
I
right?
had to like do a guest host or something for Monster Jam. You know those monster
yeah.
truck shows.
Oh,
And
I've
walked,
been on them working. I just hadn't been on one in a crowd.
That was the first and only time I had to walk
you
into
were
the
on one. Wasn't there a jumbotron at Metallica?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess
we were on a
we were
jumbo
there,
there.
but I
Yeah, but
I remember seeing
that
it.
wasn't like a sneak attack. You
Yeah.
knew you were going to be on the
But
jumbotron.
I remember it was crazy at Ford Field because Ford Field, when you're standing in dead center of it, it's massive. Like you
Right.
don't
Well, it's a
realize how
football-
big
it's
it
a
is.
football stadium.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
but you don't. They look. I think they feel bigger when you're there.
Yeah.
And then that's one of the bigger ones too.
Yeah, and so I remember I had to walk all the way out there, and I remember speaking on the microphone, but the place is so big that you hear yourself
the
like 2
echo
seconds
is
later.
brutal.
So you end
Yeah.
up talking really slow. But I remember looking up and seeing my big face on their jumbotron and thinking that is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's
well,
just such a terrifying sight to see your face in 23-foot
blown up. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's scary.
It's especially just imagine I'll put a piece of pizza right in front of your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what she was living.
It
Well,
just looks like an animal.
A nice, delicious slice of sizzle pie. It's a
It
good
was
little plug for
good. I
them.
mean, the pizza was delicious.
I wish we have it on. I wish we had it on tape. Laura getting on the jumbotron.
I know.
at the
See, and you
Motor Center.
guys could have been there. Guaranteed, if you guys were there.
I wouldn't have been.
We would have been. We
recording
would have
the
been. We
Tron,
would have
though.
been. Yeah, but we would have been talking about it yesterday. That's for sure.
They wouldn't have cut to us.
We would have
That's not.
They would have
that's not
stayed.
true.
They would have stayed. You know.
cut the camera just enough so they get that pizza. If
Can we
you
crop
would've-
those two out?
If you would have eaten your bite like you were supposed to, the whole crowd would have cheered. Instead, they're like, right.
Yeah, that's true. You probably would have gotten some applause
That
if you
was your
just
moment.
just
I
eaten
don't
it.
care. I was too embarrassed.
That was your 5 minutes of fame right
Well,
there.
it's
You
gone.
just blew it.
Did you ever end up in the jumbotron? 98197 is our lazy boy text.
1, 2, 3.
And now, Drew Sports.
Damn it, you gotta catch that ball.
Here's Drew.
Caitlin Clark last night became a professional basketball player as the Indiana Fever took her number 1 overall in the 2024 draft. Now, she just dazzled in college. The question is, will that transpire over to the professional leagues? Well, she's never doubted her own skills and was brought up with a family who believed in her. She talked about what it takes to get it done.
And I think just a belief in myself, and my parents always instilled confidence in me from a young age when I was a young girl, and I think that's something a lot of young girls can learn to have, and I think people supporting them certainly helps. So, I think the biggest thing is the confidence, but I told my mom before this is like, I earned it, and that's why I'm so proud of it.
Now, the funny thing is, she was wearing like a $17,000 Prada dress last night.
Yo.
And she's going to make $70-some thousand
That is
this year.
crazy.
I think it's safe to say she's got some side money coming in from some of those sponsorships.
Yeah.
Those Xfinity commercials during the Final Four must have helped get that dress.
Mm-hmm.
O.J. Simpson, guys, big news this morning, and the first positive news I could tell you about O.J. in a long time. O.J.'s lawyer has changed his mind, not about CTE, but about Ron Goldman. And to pay Fred Goldman's father the money he's owed, he had said a week ago, at least he was quoted as saying, not a chance, not getting a dollar. He says that he was taken out of context and he was actually referring to the Goldman's lawyer and not to Fred. And that Fred will be paid under Nevada law and that will give him at least equal standing with other creditors, maybe even first in line in front of creditors, which would allow them to get the lion's share of that money. And, of course, Nicole Brown Simpson's family as well. There's your sports.
Thank you very much. All right, coming up next, we're going to play the Wake Up Showdown for your chance at tickets to go see System of a Down and the Deftones down in San Francisco. It's our first show at this, was it Golden Gate Park?
Yep.
That's right.
First show there, and it's going to be with some two pretty badass bands. So
Gonna go hard.
Callers 10 and 11, you get to play coming up next. 866-445-1059 is the phone number. It's 866-445-1059. We'll play right after Pink Floyd. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. We're going to play the Wake Up Showdown for System of a Down and Deftones tickets here in a second. But first, we got a couple of talkback messages to listen to.
All right.
Send us a talkback anytime through the iHeartRadio app. If you got a suggestion, a comment, a complaint even, we'll take them. Download it for your cell phone. Once you have the Brew streaming, press the microphone button to record something. We're trying to figure out how to get rid of the raccoons at Drew's house. They are back.
We got confirmation this morning that they moved that red metal thing I put in front of it just for a final confirmation.
Yeah.
To make sure they were there, yeah.
Last night something went in.
What's this red thing blocking the door to my place?
Get out of here with all that.
Like, how do you get rid of these things humanely and legally? Because apparently there's a lot of red tape. We got a couple of talkbacks.
Morning, Brew Crew. Hey, Drew, bait your trap with dog kibble, and then when you catch it in the trap, drown it.
Oh.
It's not like anybody in the city is going to know you drowned a raccoon, and then you can just dispose of it. Drown that biatch.
I mean, he's kind of right that like the city won't know.
Nobody
right?
would know,
Nobody's
but
gonna
also
know.
that's so brutal.
I wouldn't drown it. I'd probably do something different. But the city's not going to know, right?
Well, I mean, I've heard stories of people, shooting them and then driving them out into the middle of nowhere and throwing them out of the car.
Tossing them, yeah.
But that's just a lot. But in drowning them, I guess you can do it in a way where you don't have to watch it. But it's also a lot.
Seems like a terrible way to go.
That's very inhumane.
Like I feel like that's reserved for the person who's. I don't know. You've got to be real intense.
When
to
I was
just
a
watch
kid,
something die like that.
It's really tough, dude. When I was a kid, my mom's boyfriend, it wasn't even my stepdad, my mom's husband now, but my mom's boyfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was just, I guess, kind of a bad dude. I don't know. But a baby bird or some bird fell in the backyard and it couldn't get up. And so he filled up a 5-gallon bucket of water and put the bird in there and drowned the thing right in front of me. Mm-hmm. And it rocked me. Like, I was so upset about it.
I know, just like watching the life leave like a living being. I
was
think
pretty
I'd be
upset
able to do
about it.
that.
And some people are just lights
I'll
out
never do
about it.
that.
Like you watch, it's just like, whoa, that was aggressive. For me, it stays with me a little bit. Now, a raccoon, I guarantee, as soon as it was like coming at me, I would just probably pop him right in the face.
It was like a self-defense type of situation, but
I'm popping with a gun. I'm not like in a Balboa the dude.
pop, pop.
Think that boyfriend of my mom's is I think he's in jail now, if I'm not mistaken.
That checks out.
Quick to drown a bird.
Hey, Brew Crew, Fat Thor here with a helpful tip to get rid of critters. When that kind of stuff happens to me, I just get a bunch of bleach and dump it down in the area, which shoos away the animals anyway, because animals hate bleach.
That is just that.
Surprised he didn't recommend throwing a cup of acid on the raccoon.
It's terrible.
That's his go-to. So.
And you're not necessarily supposed to put concentrated bleach into the soil under your house.
Right, probably not the best option, but
it'll get your raccoon out.
Desperate times, yeah.
All right, let's play this game for some tickets.
And now, Tanner, Drew, and Laura's Wake Up Showdown. Listeners, to your corners.
All right, 2 listeners who just woke up are going to go head-to-head answering basic trivia questions. Questions we should all know because it's 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade trivia. Our first contestant is calling from Hillsboro this morning. His name is Jake. What's up, Jake?
Jake?
Oh, hold on. That's
just kidding.
I've been doing this a lot lately. Jake, that's you. Here we go. What up?
Hey, good morning, Brew Crew. How's it going?
What up, my friend?
Doing pretty good.
There it is. It's already gotten weird.
What up? Doing pretty good. All right. Locked in.
It's early.
Let's meet your opponent. The other guy is calling from Battleground. His name is Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty well, my friends. You guys know how to play the game, right?
Yeah. I think so.
First 1 to 3 is the winner for the System of a Down and Deftones tickets. Laura, please.
Well, also remember, name is your buzzer.
That's right. You got to scream your name loudly and clearly to buzz yourselves in.
Yes.
And be fast.
All right. How many sides does a triangle have?
Jeremy. Jacob.
Jeremy.
3. Oh.
Yes, that's correct.
Wait to be called on.
When you freeze water, what do you get? When you freeze water, what do you get?
Ice. Sorry, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Ice.
Yes, that's correct. Which state is famous for Hollywood?
Jeremy.
California.
That is correct. I think that's
a
it.
win.
Right?
That's a quick win.
The sweep.
The other guy, some of those questions are so easy. The other guy, I never even heard buzz in.
He's like,
Oh, man. You guys throwing some curveballs this morning.
real stumped me on that.
I was going to say Pennsylvania, but...
I mean, there's a Hollywood in lots of places.
Jake,
probably.
are you still there, Jake? Jake.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he hung up. Well, I'd be embarrassed too. I'd be embarrassed too.
Sometimes you walk away.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, Jake.
All right, brother. Hang on. Jeremy, you're getting the tickets to System of a Down and Deftones. Now, these are just the tickets. You're gonna have to figure out your way down to San Francisco. I mean, we don't have that kind of budget. I mean, what are we? Made of money?
We're not. Just in case you're wondering.
I got that.
So we'll get you the tickets, but it's not until August, the show, so you've got some time to figure it out. You know, it's a 13-hour drive if you want to go there that way. That you could take the train, which would probably be nice and relaxing.
Yeah.
Man, but flying after that, when that show closes, you're going to want to get on a plane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And bomb home if you can.
Oh, yeah.
All right, hang on. We'll get your information, and we'll see you at the show. And we'll get you another pair of tickets tomorrow morning at 7:30.
That's right.
And the rest of the week we'll have these. So it's pretty cool, man. I really want to go to the show. Deftones and System of a Down.
Yeah.
Because we didn't think System of a Down was even going to be playing any more shows.
Right.
But
I'm
money
wondering.
talks.
I'm wondering if because of the success of the show, which is completely sold out. What'd you say? 90 minutes it's sold out. So I'm wondering if after they count their boatloads of money, if they'll decide maybe they should play a few more shows.
Right.
At 50,000 people, they got to find out two things. Do they want to keep a tour going, and will there ever be a second concert at that park? Because this is supposed to kick off all your other favorite bands being able to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Still getting a lot of calls and text messages about your raccoon problem, Drew.
Yeah, it's a battle.
The raccoons are back at Drew's house. He's trying to figure out how to get rid of them. Someone says, I've done this for years. I get pure mint oil and cotton balls, and I wear latex gloves, and I go down into the crawl space, and I guess that smell helps keep them away.
Mint?
Pure mint.
Pure mint oil? On
You know, the only problem is when the raccoon's in there when I'm like during the daytime hours. So like that's a head to head.
This guy says, this is Ron Dog. Ron Dog says, Tanner, about your raccoon problem, all you need is a licensed trapper, which my buddy is. So I suppose maybe you can get a hold of this guy and get a licensed trapper out there.
A licensed
So that guy can make himself a nice hat.
Yeah, and that would be great for him, but there's no way I can. I'm just getting beat up on everybody needs a fee this summer or this spring, so I gotta kill this thing myself.
What just went out? Like two things just went out of your house.
My furnace, I had to have my roof done because it got so destroyed from stormage, and my sprinkler system blew up all within a week. So I'm gonna get this raccoon. I'm doing my own pressure washing.
DIY style.
You're doing a lot of do-it-yourself going on, and this raccoon is the top of that list.
We need do-it-yourself methods to get rid of this raccoon because
you should just camp out. I mean, I know we wake up early to do the show, but you should just camp out next to the hole at nighttime.
You might catch a blow dart on a Saturday night.
There you go. Just try
with a rack of White Claws.
I think Laura's got a point. They just sit there in a seat with a hat and some straw and a shotgun. When it comes out, you just take care of business.
I like raccoons. I think they're very cute. So
you want to come over?
I'll be on trash panda duty, and then when I catch it, I'll just take it home, and it'll be my pet.
It's too bad they're so gross because they are adorable.
Yeah, I know
they are. Maybe we could get Casey down there to wrestle him in his raccoon outfit. Or just a taunting session.
I've never seen a raccoon that big before.
Yeah.
98197 is our lazy boy text line.
Brew News. Brought to you by Hulu Plus Live TV. Switch today to watch over 95 live channels. Now, here's Laura.
Well, I'm not really a huge fan of the Olympics. I don't watch a ton of it, but it is kind of exciting, and it's officially happening. The flame for the 2024 Paris Olympics was lit in Olympia, Greece earlier today, which is the birthplace of the ancient Olympics. The flame will now begin its journey in a relay to light the cauldron that will mark the opening for the Summer Games in July. So we are almost there.
Nice.
Record labels have come to an agreement with the Screen Actors Guild on protections for artists from the use of AI. SAG-AFTRA announced Friday that the agreement with major labels follows protections the union and the Writers Guild of America reached with production studios last year after their strikes. This included landmark protections around using artificial intelligence as the evolving technology poses increasing threats to the creative workforce. So just like writers and actors want those protections in place, musicians say they deserve them as well. So that is good news for a lot of people. And finally, the northbound span of the Interstate Bridge, just a heads up, is going to be closed on Saturday night for regular inspection. I-5 northbound traffic should use I-84 and 205 as a detour. Team is going to be inspecting the bridge's steel structure, and it's conducted every 2 years. So in case you were wondering if they're like, oh no, is our bridge stable after the whole Baltimore incident? No, it's routine. They do it every couple of years. But the bridge is going to be closed from 11 p.m. Saturday to 7 a.m. on Sunday. The Jansen Beach on-ramp to I-5 northbound is going to be closed as well. So just a heads up there. More on those stories, 1059thebrew.com.
Thank you much. Your next chance to win $1,000 from the Cash Karen is coming up next. As soon as you hear that keyword, you got to log on to 1059thebrew.com and enter it in to win. That's after Tom Petty on 1059 The Brew. All right, I got some talkback messages to play for you real fast. Drew's dealing with raccoons. They are back at his house. What the hell does he do with them without having to spend money?
Yeah.
How can he do this himself, humanely and legally?
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad you can't just build a catapult and launch it into the neighbor's yard.
It's too bad they've got the sense of direction. That's been the tough part.
Yeah, he'll just come right back.
They'll just come, launch and return.
Here's some talkback messages.
Hey, Drew, if you want to get rid of your raccoons, you need to go to Sportsman's Warehouse and get cougar urine and put it on tennis balls and throw them all over underneath your house. It works.
Cougar urine. And then another guy called and said wolf pee or something?
Coyote.
Coyote.
Yeah, so what's the deal? Am I supposed to be window shopping this stuff?
Can you just pee off the internet? You just buy that from where? Like Bass Pro? Like you're supposed to collect it yourself? Like how do you get coyote
I guess you can get some of that off Amazon.
Right here, it's as soon as you start putting coyote in, it's like urine.
Coyote urine?
What?
Isn't that a weird color?
It looks like something you'd put on a burrito. The bottle.
Very dark.
Doesn't that look like hot sauce?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Oh my God. Don't put that on your hot wings.
Yeah, don't believe that in your cupboard.
But it's that stuff that's...
how much is it?
It's $25.99 for one bottle.
Coyote pee?
Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta. I mean,
somebody's
got to.
That's true. That's true.
Also, we mentioned earlier that Friday night, Laura ended up on the Jumbotron at the Moda Center.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of eating a slice of sizzle pie pizza.
Uh-huh.
She was mid-bite, and they cut to her, and she got so embarrassed that she pulled the food out of her mouth and turned away.
Yeah, it was a very shameful moment.
And it's like one of those, like, all right, food's coming out.
Well, I mean, you don't see the cameras because, if you've been to a Blazer game, you see the cameras on each side.
I
but
know. They weren't, like, in your face.
Yeah, they're far away, and but they can zoom in. They can zoom in.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they did.
They were on the dunk cam with your ranch.
I always wondered, do they feel creepy just zooming in on people, random strangers, and just looking for somebody?
I mean, I would because they obviously saw that I was going in for a big old bite.
Yeah.
And they're like, this will be perfect.
They scour the whole crowd and find you.
Yeah, right mid-bite. That's great. I wish I had it on tape.
Good morning, Brew Crew. Bing Bong. So, Joe, you're having problems with the raccoons again? I thought you had that taken care of. And Laura, you never pull away from the bite when the camera goes on you. You just own it. Own it, take the bite, and be like, yeah, rock on. Go Stars!
I know. I should have. Next time.
It's a momentary decision.
Yeah.
Listen to this. 40% of Americans still sleep with a stuffed animal. 40% of Americans still sleep with a stuffed animal.
Interesting.
Who is sleeping with their stuffed animal? I got a feeling. Laura, do you sleep with yours?
don't sleep with. I still have one, but it's not in bed with me.
Which is probably good.
I still have my bear from when I was a kid, but I don't. It's in a closet.
Mr.
In a box.
Shrinkles?
Mr. Shrinkles.
Yeah.
There's no less than 100 stuffed animals at my house, and not one of those is in my bed.
Well, a recent survey found that 4 in 10 American adults still sleep with a stuffed animal. And in some cases, that stuffed toy is the same one they cuddled with as a child. You got to learn how to.
You got to let it go.
You got to let it go.
Yeah.
Find a new special. You know what an
like
adult
a body
does?
pillow or something.
They have a favorite pillow, exactly.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't even have to be a body pillow. How about a pillow that makes you feel comfortable at night, and that is normal?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I use, a body pillow. But apparently, research shows that the kidult is
the kidult.
That's what they're calling it. It's the kidult. It's a huge market, and which is defined as anyone over 12, and has grown into a $9 billion business, catering to adults who buy plushies for themselves.
Well, is it the same thing in a way that, you tickle your nostalgia in 400 different ways? This is just their
I mean,
I don't know.
I still
like
buy toys.
Yeah,
so.
but you're not sleeping in bed with toys. You're not like
well,
snuggling
if they were
with
soft,
them at night.
they're just rigid.
I'll put them in my Bjorn and then just walk around the house.
There you go. Yeah.
Come on, Iron Man. We're going to the basement.
We're going to make dinner. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Oh, please.
No, don't make a fuss.
I wish.
But yeah, $9 billion business catering to adults who buy plushies for themselves. That's
what
amazing.
Are those? I know those.
We're a strange bunch.
Like the Smash Mellows, or like what are those?
Squishmallow.
Those, yeah, those are very popular.
I have
amongst
listen,
teenagers. I know.
I don't think it's a problem unless you're like talking to it, unless like if you pull if it Like if
Hold on a
like okay, let's say you lost it. Would you cry like Tom Hanks
Yeah,
did and Cast Away with Wilson?
Are you like, I
Because then
can't
there's a problem.
sleep if I don't have it?
Then you
'cause-
probably have a problem.
Because like my kids, there was a point where if you couldn't find Lucy's dog, she would flip out or she wouldn't be
Right.
able to sleep. An adult shouldn't have these types of problems.
Right.
Although I still have my shrinkles, so what am I saying?
But
Yeah, but you're not
Shrinky Dink doesn't get any
what if I?
sleep.
But if I
not-
lost shrinkles, I think I'd be upset.
Yeah, but I mean, you might be upset about it for a minute.
I'm
Yeah,
sure you
I don't think
could.
I'd-
Because
I would
of
hope you'd-
but purely nostalgic reasons, though.
You're
Yeah.
like, man, I was never the same after Shrinky Dink left.
Little shrinky
I
dink.
just can't get over it. Wait, so Tanner, you're telling me if you went over to a woman's house, grown ass woman, and she had stuffed animals on her bed,
I'm gone.
Because
I mean, I don't think you'd leave right away, right? But like, wouldn't you see that and be like, well,
guys, write it out.
I would
Yeah,
definitely.
right,
I would
exactly.
definitely like.
But when she's like, "Hey,
I
can
would
you help
stay,
me?
of course.
Can you help me put all the stuffed animals back on the bed?" This would be the first and last
actually,
time.
I got a place to. I
Like
gotta
if she made me
be-
roll over because Mr. Petersworth or whatever has to lay there,
I'm the only Mr. Petersworth around here.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be pretty pissed.
The stuffies go in the middle.
Yeah, like no, I don't really care. I dated a girl in my 20s who still had her stuffed animals, and she would decorate them on the bed.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was kind of weird, but at the same time, she was like 22. Whatever.
I
Whatever.
guess, yeah.
Do what you got to do. I mean,
As long as you grow up, you can keep whatever you want.
just pretend it's a throw pillow. I mean, if everything else is great about the person, you're not going to bounce them
Yeah, that's
over a
true.
stuffy.
Yeah.
People are too flawed to give up on someone based on just that.
because of a stuffed animal. Yeah, that's true.
One-eyed Sean's on the phone. Do you still have your stuffed animal, Sean?
No, but you know what? I kind of wish I did. I used to have a bear, and I called him Mr. Bear.
Mr. Bear.
Very
And
creative
if I still
name.
had that bear, I'd probably snuggle with the damn thing.
Yeah.
Everyone needs some cuddles every once in a while.
I feel like if
No
I pull
shame in
Shrinkles
that.
out, my dog Cooper would rip him apart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
well,
oh, thanks, new toy.
Competition.
I remember I still feel bad about it to this day.
Don't worry about that.
When I don't know what he was saying.
What'd you say?
He's just yelling.
Hold on, Sean. When I was a kid, I was digging through my mom's closet. You know how kids go through their mom's
Yeah.
stuff and their parents' things.
Sure.
One day I was digging through my mom's closet and I found this doll. It was an old doll, and I just remember the arm fell off really easy. Like I ripped the arm off.
Yeah.
So I just continued to rip the rest of the limbs off this doll.
Oh,
Tanner.
Come to find out, it's my mom's Shrinkles from when she was a kid.
and you went
and I ripped the thing apart.
You dismembered
I
the
dismembered
doll.
it, and she comes in and she starts yelling at me and crying.
Yeah.
Because I just destroyed her doll. I'm a horrible son.
God.
I just realized I'm a horrible son.
Oh, wait, how old were you?
I was like 7 or something.
You're like, this was last year.
It's a month ago. No, I was like 7 or whatever. But
Okay.
I just remember I destroyed my mom's kid's
you
doll. I
didn't
was like,
know.
You know,
felt
she
really bad
needed to
about
she needed to get over the doll. So you
Yeah, that's
you
right.
did it in one
Tough
fell-
love, Mom. Suck it up.
one
Walk it
fell
off.
swoop. It's a doll, Mom. That would be a drop.
Imagine your 7-year-old son being like, come on, Mom.
Jeez,
grow
you're
up.
flipping out over
I feel
a doll.
terrible about it now, though. I think about it. It was like a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah,
old
okay.
school.
An
They
old school
could've been
Raggedy
worth
Ann. Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Wait, was it like,
I ruined the
was
family.
it plastic?
No, it was like
It was cloth and you ripped its arms off.
That's
What?
takes an.
You are brutal. That is a
He's like, well, I had to
savage
go. I had
move.
to go get some fabric scissors out the drawer.
You know,
the jagged
that's
line.
funny because my uncle, my mom used to have Barbie dolls, and my uncle used to bite the boobs off of my mom's Barbie dolls.
He would bite them
and
off?
then put them back.
That's not easy.
Yeah, and then
It's hard plastic.
yeah, and then he would put all the clothes back on, so my mom wouldn't have any idea.
Yeah.
And then when she went to go change the clothes, she'd look, and all of a sudden her Barbie doll's boobs were bitten off.
God, he's got
That
your family.
is
That's
Your
nice.
uncle's like a golden
horrifying.
retriever, just gnawing
Yeah.
things off toys.
Yeah, right.
All right, dude. That's thanks for the
Hey.
call. That's crazy.
that explains a
Yeah,
lot
you
about
guys, you
does
guys have an
One-Eyed
awesome
Sean's
day. I got to
family.
roll.
All right, see you on
Okay, see
Saturday
ya.
for Trash Bandits, my friend. See the phones going crazy. More of your calls coming up.
Well, the Indiana Fever selected Iowa superstar Caitlin Clark with the first overall pick as she showed up in a very expensive Prada dress. Now, she had to have been given this thing, seeing how it was worth about a fifth of her salary for the year. She will make more money every year of this contract. The fourth year is an option. I'm likely she will opt out of that and then get a bigger contract. Some girls in the league do make more cash, but it's really going to be about endorsements for her and how much of a brand she can make for herself. Because if you think about it, WNBA isn't the superstars who get press in America. It's soccer stars, and it's usually only during the Olympics or during a World Cup. And so this is something that's a big avenue for ladies sports that has kind of been under-tapped for a long time.
Well, I mean, if she can still get those Prada dresses donated to her,
yeah,
I mean, she'll be doing fine.
Exactly. You just sell those on the back end and you'll be good to go. She talked about what it took in her family coming up in the sport.
And I think just a belief in myself, and my parents always instilled confidence in me from a young age when I was a young girl, and I think that's something a lot of young girls can learn to have, and I think people supporting them certainly helps. So, I think the biggest thing is the confidence, but I told my mom before this is like, I earned it, and that's why I'm so proud of it.
And finally, O.J. Simpson, his estate says that Ron Goldman, the wrongful death lawsuit in which a ton of money, 30+ million, was owed to his father, Fred Goldman, was not going to be paid by the estate. Well, they have changed course, or at least even said that that was not ever the plan, that they were referring to greasy lawyers who were calling and commenting just minutes after OJ's death. So those were kind of more of like lawyer jabs. He says they will pay, and they will be part of the claim process moving forward. We'll see how much money that will be worth. There's your sports.
All right, this hour's keyword for your chance at $1,000 from the Cash Karen is grand. So log on to 1059thebrew.com. You can do that on your cell phone. If you're sitting at a light or something, or maybe not at a light. That's probably not enough time. You need at least like 30 seconds to log on, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe my light,
It's
I feel like
easy
lasts a
enough.
whole day. So who knows?
Well, that's true. And as soon as you log on, a box will pop up. You can't even avoid it.
Yeah,
so.
you take longer picking a song, people. Just hit the button.
Once that box pops up, type in the keyword grand, and then keep an eye on your cell phone because we could call you back within just a few minutes with $1,000. That's grand to 1059. Oh, sorry.
Bring it.
That rocks.
Bring back the sport.
That's grand to 1059thebrew.com. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Yeah. We are also streaming video in real time online at 1059thebrew.com. If you want to watch the show as it happens, if you get to work and you want to see our big dumb faces, just log on to the website. And actually, Casey just turned his camera on.
I did. I just waved at everybody. Good morning.
Well, nobody saw it because it's there it goes.
Hold on, there
it's
we go.
finally
There
on.
we go.
Now you're there.
Oh,
They
it
missed
is.
your wave.
And are you wearing your Beefwater shirt?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's where he got his
The
name.
shirt that started it
right.
all.
It was on the top of the pile.
Wait,
Is there no backup for that? Like if that thing catches
it.
a... all right.
Yeah, you should be gentle.
I feel like you need a
how
uniform.
Often, how often do you wash
Like
it?
Ernest, when you
Because-
open the door, it's all Beefwater shirts.
I wash
You
it
should
as
be.
much as I need to. If I blow the armpits out, well, then it goes into retirement.
Step back a little bit. We need to see the beef. Oh, there we go. Oh, in all of its glory.
Let me see those pits because you do get a little sweaty. Yeah. Oh, they're pretty dark.
I'm a man. I'm not. What do you
He's
want
not
out of me?
ashamed.
Casey will put he'll lean back in his chair a lot in his office when I go in there to hang out, and it's just pit palooza.
Yeah. Well, listen. If you were in the Thunderdome all day, every day, you'd be sweating too, buddy.
Yeah.
And, it was like 82 degrees in here yesterday, and I saw our clip on the internet, and I was pitting out in our clip. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a point of pride for me.
That's why I avoid wearing gray.
Gray is
in
an
most
instant
situations.
Instant pit show.
Because I
Yeah.
definitely sweat on this show. It's because it's hot in here, and
It
I'm
gets
in the
hot,
corner.
yeah. I mean, the air conditioning's on, but with 4 bodies in here.
Yeah, and just
1,
like
2, 3,
hot
4,
breath
5,
coming
6,
out of
7, 8, 9 computer monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, every one of those is warm to the touch.
Yeah, it's just hot.
In my office.
And so, by the way, if you want to see Drew's sweaty pits, please log on and check out yesterday's clip.
They're pretty hot. 'Cause
Follow us on Instagram at 1059 The Brew.
Today I'm in protected black, but yesterday's clip I'm locked in.
But yeah, in my office, I put my arms up like that. It's to get my pheromones out.
I see.
Oh,
It
yeah.
confuses
to
everybody.
attract-
They
Like
come
marking
in,
your
they go,
territory.
"Oh,
Right.
smells
I wondered what that funk was. It's
It is that funk.
very musky
People
back
pay
there.
good money to sniff that.
It's like I think it might get rid of your raccoons, Drew. If you put instead
there you
of
go.
coyote pee, I think if you use beefwater
Have
pee
you tried
just-
that?
and beefwater sweat.
Or you just roll up a couple of his T-shirts.
Yeah,
and
just
tuck them
throw
under
those
there.
under your crawl
Careful
space.
with them
Yeah.
raccoons, dude. They'll start pooping everywhere, and it will become. Google raccoon latrine.
Yeah, because
Why?
I was just reading
I
that
learned
they
about it.
are community poopers, so they don't just like poop wherever. They have areas.
My neighbor
Are they
was in a
sure?
full-blown battle. Had one kept crawling up on his roof.
Oh,
and
you
put a
On
big
the
old
roof?
poop pile right in
Oh,
that
you got to get rid of that thing before
crevasse
a
between
poop
the
pile
house and
happens.
the driveway.
Guys, it lived in my house all summer last summer. And the latrine is built. It's got it's the part of the crawl space I can't get to. So I bet it's terrible.
Yeah,
that sucks.
It was just weird.
But it froze out over the winter. Those
Yeah.
are all petrified poops. This is fresh now. We got to get them out.
We got some talkback messages to listen to.
I had a dinosaur that growing up.
Oh yeah, we were talking about stuffed animals in the last segment. We found out that 40% of Americans, American adults rather, 40% of American adults still have their stuffed animals and sleep with them.
I had a dinosaur that growing up that I got when I had gotten hit in the head with a baseball bat during baseball practice, and my buddy from my team brought me this stuffed dinosaur, and I had that thing for like ever until my ex-wife lost it in our storage unit when we split up.
Yeah, quote unquote, lost it.
She
Yeah,
launched
right.
it into the woods.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Rex. Huh?
Right.
I'm sure he just, I don't know. He's lost.
That's messed up.
Morning, Brew Crew. On the subject of adults with toys and stuffed animals, I do find it a little bit creepy, like all these adults with toys and stuffies and cute little onesies and ears and tails and
that's something
making
else,
their
I think.
YouTubes with their games, and they're yelling at their games and what's nuts, Minecrafts. It's a cringe. But I do have 2 stuffed animals. I have Kiara from the second Lion King. My grandma bought me and my cousin one when we were kids, and I still have mine. And then I also have a little teddy my daughter got me for Mother's Day.
Oh, all right.
For Mother's Day.
That's very sweet.
She's like, it's super cringe. Anyway,
But
mine.
here are my 7.
Yeah, but I mean, when your kid buys you a stuffed animal, you got to keep it, right?
At least
You
till
can't
they're
just
not looking.
At least till they forget about it, and you can
Yeah.
throw it away. I
Well,
think.
shout out to her for using her blinker.
Amen.
Yeah, you can hear that thing pretty loud.
Preach it.
All right, this Saturday we are ready for the trash bandits.
Yeah.
All ready to saddle up and to clean up these parts. You ready, Casey
I'm
Beefwater
ready.
Bay?
I'm ready to crack a whip,
Uh-huh.
fill a sack, do a good deed.
What are we?
I think
what are we
that's
talking
for
about?
later at night.
Yeah, we're still talking about
we're,
trash.
We're gonna clean up
All
a
in one
neighborhood.
swift movement.
Grab your sacks and saddle up because Saturday we're going to be cleaning up Montevilla Park between 9 a.m. and 11:30.
Yeah, that's right.
And we need to know how many people are going to show up to bring the correct amount of grippers.
Yeah.
And trash bags.
If you're not there, you're yelling.
Yeah. I would say that's a very good way to put
Excuse
it.
me. Your cowboy voice, please.
Oh, Drew. I would say that's the way to do it.
I believe that's.
I don't.
That wasn't any different.
It's not very.
It wasn't any different.
Turned into Cheech. What happened?
Racist.
Yeah, so Saturday, the Trash Banditos. The 3rd annual Trash Banditos.
Yeah.
And
This is it.
we got news attention last time. I don't know if we will this time, but I do know that Casey Beefwater Bay will be dressed as a trash panda.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And then I'm going to go, when I'm done, and go poop under Drew's house.
We already said you might be my backup if you got to get in there and wrestle that thing in that outfit.
Since you just leave him be, it'll
I
be
did
fun.
I guess Laura posted a photo of the raccoon costume.
Yeah,
that,
which is currently vacuum sealed. It looks pretty creepy.
Yeah, it does. Casey will be wearing that Saturday morning at Trash Bandits.
And it'll look even creepier.
Yeah.
Why do you hate costumes so much? Because I love it. On you.
But yeah, you
Yeah.
love that Casey wears the
I love it on you.
costumes. You don't love wearing
I
costumes.
feel like it's...
And you've been a mermaid, and I feel like that's the worst one.
And
You don't even have to shave for this.
I'm not like embarrassed about this or whatever, but it's just another costume. It's fine.
You know what?
I'm not your monkey.
I think it's
You're my
interesting.
raccoon.
I think it's interesting, Tanner. Someone who does not celebrate Halloween. He's not really into.
I celebrate, I
Yeah,
just
but
don't dress
you don't
up.
dress up, but you get so much joy from watching other people dress up.
I do.
So
I
I'm
do.
wondering,
Yeah,
what is that about?
I get a
likes
lot
to
of
make
joy
me
from it.
miserable.
I really like costumes. I like watching people in costumes. I just personally don't like dressing up because I'm not 12 years old. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
And
Open
I
his,
guess I'm an
open
old
his
stick in the
closet.
mud.
I bet he's got a couple of onesies in there, maybe a few tails, if you know what I'm saying.
in
They're
the
all butt
grand
plugs,
scheme.
Laura. They're all plugs.
I know that's what I'm alluding to.
Wow.
Anyway, what?
I was going to say, in the grand scheme of costumes, this is kind of the least offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm going to cut the ass out of it.
Yeah,
so-
I was gonna say, when
it'll be
you can
comfortable.
see your
anyway.
headlights in the thing. It's
So,
amazing.
Sign up to be a Trash Bandito right now at 1059thebrew.com. All the information right here. Listen to this. Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew, Tanner, Drew, and Laura. What would you do with an extra $1,000, an extra $1,000 in your pocket? Beef, what would you do with it?
$1,000 today? Boy, I'd put a down payment on a purebred poodle. Had my eye on one for 3 years.
All right.
Well,
Today's the day.
Purebred poodle.
They don't shed. Can't say that
They
I
don't
blame
shed.
you. Yeah.
They growl at people. They're very protective. I like their style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Laura would put the 1,000 to her Iceland trip that's coming up
yeah.
here in a couple of days.
All the keychains you're going to bring us.
I know. Exactly. I'd buy you some real nice magnets.
Yeah, I want a bottle opener magnet, please.
I know Drew would put money towards all the things that are failing at his house, like his furnace, his
Yeah. I'll just get some Flex Seal for whatever goes out next.
his irrigation system, and he's got raccoons now, so he's got to figure out how to get rid of those.
I might just build them a little home outside, see if we can't make a deal.
That's cute. A raccoon habitat.
That blows up at midnight.
Okay.
I think I'd probably just, I don't know, a bunch of lottery tickets and beer from me.
Nice.
go.
I'm coming over.
All the money would be well spent, I think. But you've got a chance coming up here in just a few minutes at the cash and do whatever you want with it. As soon as you hear the keyword, you got to log on to 1059thebrew.com and enter it in to win. The Cash Karen's coming up right after Audio Slave on The Brew. Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura, and we've got some updates on the case that Laura could have been a juror on.
Oh, yeah.
The murder trial.
Could have been Moida.
So Laura was she got jury duty a couple months back, and she found out because on the letter it says it's a murder trial, and apparently had to do with dismemberment.
That's right.
And for like 2 or 3 weeks, we were looking for the actual case. We couldn't figure out which case it was because Laura couldn't remember the names.
I know, I couldn't.
But as we were talking about it, or how did we figure out the name?
Somebody texted us randomly and just threw out a couple of names, and I knew that if I heard it, I would know the names, and I was like, ding, immediately. I was like, yes, that's it.
The day before, we went through the entire murder docket and had basically given up on it, and the next day, he was on the docket, and when Laura heard that, the snowball effect happened.
So the listener sent us the text, and as we were talking about it, because we were saying the killer's name on the air, which was what?
Christopher Lovren.
So as we were talking about Christopher Lovren, I look down on the phone line, and I see the name Lovren. Someone's calling in with that name, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a family member of the person on trial.
And
you don't know how they're going to feel.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be mad. Like, I thought they were going to call and be like, well, stop talking about my uncle that way or whatever, but it was not that.
More people be worried about the family name, I think, is what I was more concerned with. They would be like, oh, you don't talk about the family.
That makes sense, yeah.
So it was his nephew, and he says, that my uncle is on trial for murder. As soon as you guys said dismemberment, I knew it was him. He was my favorite uncle before we found out that he was Mr. McStabby. And but we've got some updates because apparently the guy defended himself in court.
He did.
Yeah.
And you would have seen that, Laura.
I know. I would. And I also found out there were 9 women on the jury and 3 men, so now I feel especially like this is a slap in the face. Why am I not?
It sounds like they had too many ladies.
Yeah, they were piled
up.
Not
good enough.
I think you could look at it as they were all full up on ladies. It was probably a stacked deck, and you had some red flags like working with us.
Yeah,
so
I do. I blame you guys.
It wasn't the working on the radio. It was actually just working with us.
And
you work with
those you could have been
two?
at a Jiffy Lube. You're still out. But this guy Tanner, the going for the defend yourself was a bad move for him. I guess it was in shambles from the beginning. He didn't present witnesses or any new evidence.
Because the people who actually try to defend themselves are usually kind of kooky.
They don't realize what goes into it.
They don't realize the scope of what's going on. How big this all is, and they always end up screwing themselves.
It kind of feels like he knew he was busted from the beginning, so he's like, whatever.
He went so far as to punt on defending himself mid-trial, right before closing. He called his court-appointed lawyer back from the pew, where he's been watching with the civilians, and allowed him to close the argument. So unprepared, because he figured he's out, he gets tagged back in and gives this attempt. Under 100 minutes.
He's like, check it out, Dennis. I feel like I'm over my skis here at the end. You think you could come and close this thing, send it home for me, get me out of here?
And he tried to say that all the confessions, he didn't mean those, but it took
the public defender said that?
Yeah, and it took less than 100 minutes to come back with a verdict.
Yeah.
Wow. So. Laura, you could have been a part of that. That's disappointing.
I know. Thanks, guys, for ruining my chances.
I mean, he's got to be half nuts. Like, who thinks, why would you go through that and expect any sort of outcome in your favor?
He said before he had Satan in him. So, I mean, there's something not right about this guy.
Don't you look at anytime someone defends themselves, they are out of their minds.
It's true.
Unless they themselves are a lawyer or have any understanding of the legal
and this guy was an old meth dealer.
Even lawyers are smart enough to know, I should get a lawyer.
Right. Yeah.
I need someone else. Even like a psychologist goes to a different psychologist. They don't sit there and diagnose themselves.
I never understand it because I go, this guy's clearly insane. How are they even fit for trial? Why don't they just put him right into an insane asylum or something?
It feels like going through the motions of it a little bit to get the state
What I'm saying is they'll say they're competent for trial, but clearly the guy's out of his mind.
But I think they have to go through that thing. Like, if he wanted to be deemed incompetent to stand trial, he would have to try to get that. Or his lawyer or whoever is giving him legal guidance, which apparently is no one.
What was the name of the dude that shot his kid and his wife allegedly? Was it Murdaugh? Is the last name?
Oh, yes.
Alec
Murdaugh?
Alec Murdaugh, yes. But even he was a big-time lawyer, and he didn't even represent himself.
Yeah.
He's
not to be doing
I'm going to bring
that.
some other folks in here.
Yeah.
That didn't go well either.
So there it is. The trial's now over. He was found guilty, I guess.
Yeah,
And
for a second time because this was the second
murder.
murder, yeah.
And it makes me wonder if that's two that they know about. Were there other murders they don't know about?
There could be. I mean,
they asked
may
him about
never
that.
know. We may never know.
I would assume in like the interrogation.
I'm sure they've tried that, a time or two because they did reveal that that body was in totes. Like, so that's where the way it was stored underneath.
Like all separate totes?
Yeah, so there was
you
multiple
cut the body
totes were
up.
pulled out. And I guess it was his own conversations on the phone that rang him through on it, and then they were told to show up with hazmat suits where they found the rest.
Yeah, and I don't know, and we still don't know. Do we? I think you've read the article more in depth than I have, but do we know like what his relation to this guy was? Because he wasn't like a homeless guy or whatever. He was just like a dude. He was a roofer and just had a normal life, from what I understand.
First guy he killed, he said he was selling him meth.
Yes.
And the guy came on to him, wasn't happening, he killed him. The second guy, he said he had a big gambling win, invited this guy who's from Portland over to his house to hang out. Nobody knows exactly what happened there. He never reported to his family's house after that. There is no explanation on what happened to him. But this bumbling idiot, I can say that now, convicted, he at one point yelled at the judge and said that they were trying to conspire against him and that they stole evidence. And so they had a third party review the evidence. It was right there in the file, like 3 pages in. They're like, here's the stuff you're screaming about, sir.
Yeah.
So, they threw the book at Lovren.
Never mind. Can I get $40 on my books for some ramen?
If you want to hear the podcast from the other day when we had that guy's nephew on, when he called in the middle of us talking about it, which was crazy.
Very normal, too.
Dude, I was freaked out for a second because we're talking about this murderer on the air, and I look down and I see the guy's name on the phone.
It was the quickness in which the call came in.
Yeah.
It's not like you talked for 15 minutes and then it was like, it felt like 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Like you barely got it out of your mouth and the phone lit up.
It could have
which
been
was weird.
Cape Fear. Like you find out in that moment he's been released on bail.
What day was that? Was that Thursday of last
I think
week?
it was Wednesday, I believe.
Wednesday of last week. Go check out the podcast. And, check out Thursday as well. Why not?
Check out every day.
1059thebrew.com. Just click on Tanner, Drew, and Laura. We are commercial free thanks to our friends over at Lazy Boy. Happy Tuesday. It's STP. 1059 The Brew. It's Portland's Rock Station. Tanner, Drew, and Laura. We were in the last segment talking about the murder trial that Laura could have been a part of, but she didn't get chosen for jury duty. She was dismissed, and she found out this morning that there were 9 women on the jury and 3 dudes. She feels insulted, but...
Yeah, because why couldn't I be one of those 9 women? What's wrong with me?
Well, I think you also dodged a bullet. I mean, you dismembered this dude and put him in a tote.
Yes, so that would have been super interesting.
So the guy was found guilty, and he's going to prison. And this is, by the way, the second murder he's been charged and found guilty of. So.
Yes,
he's had a bad time since 2020 when his grandpa took the 23andMe. That's how this started. Somebody got a kit for Christmas.
I hate technology.
We were wondering, because he defended himself, and we're like, Is that
ever a good
has
idea?
Has that ever worked out?
Yeah.
Is it ever a good idea? And because the only times you see people defending themselves, they seem kind of kooky and out of their minds. And so, has it ever worked out successfully? This guy sent us a talk back.
Morning, Brew Crew. Talking about defendants defending themselves. Well, you got Ted Bundy. He did go to law school briefly, but or at least tried to take some law courses. But he defended himself.
That didn't work out too well, did it?
No, not a great look. He also had so much evidence against him.
Yeah.
At that point.
So we asked the question to Google, has anyone ever successfully defended themselves in court? And this came up. Sam Sloan, a non-lawyer, faced a complex tax evasion case. Undeterred by the legal intricacies involved, he decided to represent himself in court. With meticulous preparation and deep understanding of tax law, Sloan successfully defended himself, winning a unanimous decision from the Supreme Court.
When you're using deep tax knowledge, really a jury of your peers has no idea what you're talking about.
Right. That's
So
true.
if you're smart enough to wheel them around in a circle with numbers and finances and this and that and the other thing, I might just walk in there and go, I didn't understand enough of that to make him guilty.
Right.
It could for me, that would be the move. You just got to find a bunch of dum-dums and start showing them numbers.
So there you go. It's a wild case, but it's over, and Laura can move on. Maybe you'll get another murder case someday, but that's probably it.
I doubt it. That's one and done.
Yeah, you're
going to
get a larceny case, just like somebody who stole shoes.
I've heard of people that have jury duty and then they get it again right away. So it could happen for you.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, coming up in a few minutes, we'll check more of your talk back messages. We also have another edition of the Dumbass of the Day for you. Happy Tuesday. We're commercial free on 1059 The Brew. All right, Trash Bandits is coming up Saturday. We're going to be cleaning up these parts, cleaning up this town.
Yeah.
And it's time to saddle up. Saturday, Earth Day, 420.
That's right. No
Come on
more
out.
excuses.
We're going to be at Montevilla Park from 9 a.m. to 11:30, picking up garbage. And I think we cleared over like 150 bags last time or something like that.
Or pounds or so. Well, it's got to
No,
be
it
more
was-
than,
I think it
more
was
than
bags.
pounds.
Take this thing to Pound Town.
I think it was bags, Case.
Yeah, they say the bags average 8 pounds a bag. So if we did, that was almost 1,000 pounds of trash we would have collected.
Nice.
That's impressive. And a lot of that is that little trash. It might not be all about weight and numbers. When you look down and you don't see 30 cig butts at
Right.
a crosswalk, that's a good thing.
When you know you can let your kid run through a field in a park and not worry about a wrapper or some
other
item
Right,
down
and
there.
if you think about like the little micro trash stuff, like the cigarette butts and the smaller items, like you might not think that's a big deal, but it gets into sewers, and that's our water, and so it's like every little bit goes towards the goal, and it's
Right.
important to get out there and help out the community.
Just the other day, I saw a bird smoking a Marlboro.
God, it is getting out
It's
of
out
control.
of hand. If you want to be a trash bandit, we're cleaning up on Saturday, so sign up now at 1059thebrew.com and then click on the contest page. It's kind of hard to find, and I don't know why that is.
Casey likes to make it a bit of a scavenger
I
hunt.
moved it into pole position yesterday, so if you go to the contest
Okay.
page, it should be the first thing that you find. or
Laura
that
thought you were
scroll.
offended that we said that yesterday.
Your guys' attitude was a little out of line.
Well, I mean,
Okay, well, it's hard to find. What do you want us to do?
Because Casey,
I'm fighting for the
to be less
people.
annoying about it.
Because
Maybe be
Casey,
helpful.
it's not a contest.
Well,
just
looks
be
like,
a-
it looks like the squeaky wheel got
As I
the
said
grease.
yesterday,
Yeah, why didn't you just put it on the poll first?
we only have a couple of slots available, and
Why didn't you just put it on the main thing first?
I didn't do the posting initially.
Okay, well, you could be proactive about it. That's
why
fine.
don't you worry about your job? I'll
I'm
worry about
trying.
mine,
I'm trying.
and we'll both get along fine.
This is what you need to do. Since Casey made it so difficult, you can just go to 1059thebrew.com and click the contest page, or there's
there.
a thing right on the
Well,
front.
because yesterday you had to go somewhere, download the
You had to
instructions.
dig.
You still have to do that.
You had to
gotta
dig.
You gotta watch a YouTube.
You still
And
have
then
to do
then
all.
it's our fault for acknowledging it that it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, we're just trying to
It's
lead
our
people
fault.
to
And,
water.
not
by
the
the way,
information at your tone.
we didn't even say it was a pain in the ass. Somebody called and was like, "I can't find it," and then we
Yeah.
did it ourselves,
Yeah,
and we're
that
like,
was
"Oh yeah,
one-eyed
it's actually."
Sean.
Yeah.
Come on, let's
See,
balance it out.
And
here.
the link is on the left side of the page, guys.
Yeah, that could have been totally
Yeah,
blinded. You're right.
entirely.
You're right. In your
So-
defense, he could not have seen
As
it.
you scroll down, it should be very easy to find, and click it. Click the link that's inside that copy, and it'll take you to the Solve page where you can register and join us Saturday morning.
All right, they're not children. You don't need to talk to them like they're in the fifth
And
grade.
this and
Yeah.
that.
What is it,
Every-
Sunday
I
school?
guess
Evidently-
we will weed out the people who aren't serious about helping us, because if you're not serious, you're going to look and then give up right away.
Yeah.
But the people who are really committed, they'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, we need it as easy as possible.
It
I mean, it should be a big schlappy red
I feel
button.
like it is.
Casey, you'll be excited. You're excited to dress in your raccoon costume on Saturday morning?
Excited might be a little strong, but I'm into it.
All right. Well, I'm excited. Casey will be dressed as a trash panda for Trash Bandits. And I believe that a couple other people are going to be dressed up too. So that's good. We'll see you on Saturday. Get all the info at 1059thebrew.com. Let's do this.
And now, Tanner, Drew, and Laura's Dumbass of the Day.
You're a dumbass.
You're a dumbass.
You're a dumbass.
You're a dumbass.
You're grade A, number one.
Bonafide first class.
You're a dumbass.
You're a dumbass.
And you'll be one.
All your dumbass life.
Dumbass.
In British Columbia, an unnamed driver was lucky to not be killed or injured after a distracted driving incident on the highway.
I was on his
man.
phone, probably.
Nope.
No?
Police Sergeant Mike, oh my God, Winston Switch.
Winson Town Switch.
Winston Town Switch.
I don't think that's right, but it's a nightmare of a name.
I like
whatever.
it. It's good.
I like it.
Mike says that the guy's vehicle, quote, sustained serious front end damage after colliding with a concrete barricade. The distraction? The guy was apparently reaching for a piece of fried chicken, and he lost control of the vehicle.
I'm surprised.
Honest mistake, honestly.
I'm surprised we don't get so many more food crashes, or maybe people don't admit that it's taco induced or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But it's got to be. Phones are distracting. Food is So
Like I was eating some chili fries, the next thing you know, I'm on my side.
Like you're willing to put your car on its side not to get a taco sauce drip on your pants. Most of us. You know, it's like, oh God!
Yeah, right. No, I hear you. You kind of twitch and everything. So,
yeah,
that he caused an accident, and luckily he wasn't killed. Nobody else was killed.
I mean, I get it though. When you just picked up a bucket of fried chicken, it's like you don't want to wait till you get home.
And you know what happened too. Like he's driving and he just leans over to get, and his left hand leans with him as he's going to get the chicken.
Right.
It takes you to another lane.
And he like tips the bucket over, and it's on the floorboard.
You know exactly what happened in that situation.
That's right. That other hand also wanted to go for original recipe.
Ghost mode.
I mean, dude, if I tipped over an entire bucket of chicken on my floorboard, I'd be so butthurt.
See,
I'd total my car on
I
purpose.
probably would. You just flip it.
Like,
It's done.
my
It's
life
done.
is over.
Done. Floor it and then turn the wheel.
I'm thinking maybe the chicken was so greasy that he tried to grip the steering wheel and it just slipped out of his hands.
Very possible.
Yeah, and just crashed into a pillar, whatever the case may be.
But I probably feels like an idiot. I felt pretty dumb the other day. I was taking a left turn at a light.
Yeah.
And I all of a sudden had a sneeze fit.
And
you guys know I sneezed like 4 times.
Yeah.
I thought, how did I not crash and kill anybody because I was sneezing and trying to turn and see at the same time. And it was just a miracle I didn't.
I'm glad
wreck.
you lived to tell about it.
It's another one of those things. Why we don't hear that on the news? Like, oh yeah, he sneezed and 14-car pileup.
Yeah. You're probably right though. People are embarrassed and they won't say it.
What happens though? But I mean, I would think that if you cause an accident because you're sneezing, like how is that your fault?
Yeah,
right?
if I'm distracted, I'm gonna say I sneezed.
Well, first of all, sneezing's for the weak. You don't sneeze.
KCB Porter Bay hasn't sneezed since 1984.
That's right. I refuse it. I used to get spanked if I sneezed.
Well, next time I'll try. I used to hold him in high school, and I would that's how I would sneeze.
Yeah, I still hold them in.
I still do that.
Casey's nose is his superpower. Of course it wouldn't sneeze. That thing's made of steel. 35 pounds of steel.
Isn't there rumors that if you hold your sneeze in, you can blow your eyeballs out?
That is
no.
true.
Why don't you try it?
The rumor is that it's physically impossible to sneeze with your eyes open because if you do, they will fly out of your head. I've never heard if you hold it in, your eyeballs will fly out
I didn't
of your
hear the
head.
eyeballs, but it's probably all wives' tales. But the one I heard is if you held them in, it was bad for your brain.
Your brain, you would kill brain cells.
Because the pressure would go back on your brain, but that might be up there with 7 years of gum in your belly.
Right.
Yeah, it'd probably be worse for your ear, nose, and throat than anything, I would think.
Because it's just going against the system.
I always get a little nervous because I am someone who holds in their sneezes. But then all the pressure is on your nose to hold in the sneeze since your mouth is closed. I'm always afraid I'm going to just shoot a giant snot rocket out my nose.
See, I'm more of a sprayer. If it's sunny and I don't cover it, there's a rain delay right there on the
So I
dashboard.
got to turn on the windshield wipers.
On the inside.
So much debris flying out.
Oh my God.
You got some talkback messages. Download the iHeartRadio app for your cell phone. Send us one today.
Morning, Brew Crew. Gandalf here. I defended myself in court once, and I actually won. I got a case dismissed.
What?
It was a possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. But, hey, a win is a win in my book.
Hell
Have
yeah.
a great day, everybody.
Nice. It's pretty great. We were like, how have people defended themselves and it actually work out?
Because normally possession's just like, yeah, guilty.
But apparently Gandalf got
It's
himself
not
off.
mine. I swear I don't know where this weed came from.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's
pretty
weed.
good.
It's probably best we got that off the docket.
Right. Wouldn't it, what if they would have just let him off anyway? And
Eventually, I think it would be expunged. It'd be weird to be like, yeah, you had weed when we are allowed to buy it at the corner store.
all right, some more of your calls and texts coming up in just a few minutes.
What's Trending, fueled by Columbia Heating and Cooling, raising your expectations of comfort.
You got to listen to this video that went viral. So I saw this last night and laughed my ass off. So these guys are golfing, and it looks like one of those golf courses that have houses right on it.
Right, yeah,
quite
people,
a few
people
are like
pay
that.
a lot of money to live on a golf course.
Like, you'd walk outside and your backyard's your golf course. It's kind of nice.
Florida has a ton of that. Remember, we'd look
Yeah.
at houses and it'd be like, boom.
But I've never understood that. It's like, aren't golf balls always flying by your house? Like, I don't think I'd like that.
Well, it's all about angles, and this guy in this clip, I think he talks about how far right the guy hit the ball.
Yeah, so this guy's house was hit by a golf ball, and I guess the ball went through the window and broke the window. And this old timer, he is, I don't know, the guy's probably 150 years old, but he comes out of his house and he is livid. And he's yelling at the two guys who are golfing. One is sitting in the cart, the golf cart. The other looks like he's on the green about ready to hit.
Yeah.
And the old man comes up, and it looks like, so the video starts, and the old man's got a club in his hand. And so I'm assuming he walked like behind the cart and grabbed a club out of the bag.
Yeah, I would guess.
Or although
unless
it could
he
have been
lives
that
on
he-
the course, he just grabbed one off his porch.
Right.
Yeah,
Either
that's
way,
true.
he's got a weapon in his hand.
And he comes up to these guys, and this is what he says.
I'm a mad motherfucker right now.
I know, I bet. I have windows too.
I have
Yeah.
windows too.
What's your name? Vitali. All right, Vitali. You owe me $681.
And then that noise you hear, he hits the golf cart with the club. That he's
Oh,
on.
no,
You owe
that'll
me
show him.
$681. I'm goddamn madder than You can't hit this goddamn thing. It's 200 yards wide, and you're hitting houses. Slice. Sorry.
What did the guy say? A
Oh my-
slice is a slice?
is a slice.
Dude, but think about and he has to be exaggerating, right? But he just said you hit it 200 yards to the right. We all know how long 2 football fields are.
Yeah.
Directly to the right.
You're the worst player ever.
You are. And you are liable for balls that
Right.
you hit, but there's
Sure.
no reason to come out hot with a golf
Can't
club.
hit this goddamn thing. It's 200 yards wide, and you're hitting houses. Slice. Sorry. Yeah, you're sorry? I'm out of window.
I'm out of window.
I'm out of window. I don't know.
Go to the next hole.
I haven't hit yet.
Yeah, I haven't hit it.
Come on.
It's easy to play golf under that duress.
Yeah. Now I'm totally relaxed. Now I can play.
Calm down and hit. That comes with the territory, though. I don't care how far away you live. Like, it happens.
You live
And
on
also-
a golf course.
and
You should
also,
expect it, you're saying?
I would think that your HOA, maybe because I'm sure he's paying a fortune to his HOA, doesn't insurance or something cover
Yeah, you would
the
think
stray
your
golf ball?
insurance by living on a golf course would
Yeah.
insure that, right?
And I've heard that the person who's liable, who hit the ball, they can actually claim it on their own homeowner's insurance.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which is one of those weird little caveats that you find out.
And you hear in the clip the guy say, I'm sorry, I'll pay them. He goes,
Right.
you owe me $621. It's a weird number, but okay.
Yeah, he's obviously had a few go
I
through
was
that
gonna say,
window.
It's interesting
Yeah.
he knows that number right off the top of his
He's probably
head.
got 5 of them in the garage.
Yeah.
But, the guy's just like, I'll pay it. He said, I'll pay it.
And that should be it.
And the guy, he just couldn't relax.
I'm a mad motherfucker right now.
I know, I bet. I have windows too.
Yeah. What's your name? Vitali. All right, Vitali. You owe me $681.
Bucks.
I'm goddamn madder than
That's my favorite one.
Old dog and hard. And because if you have been hit a few times, you buy one of those big nets.
Yeah.
It's not that obnoxious, and it will block the ball.
Right.
But maybe he just didn't expect a slice is a slice.
I'm goddamn madder than You can't hit this goddamn thing. It's 200 yards wide, and you're hitting houses. Slice. Sorry. Yeah, you're sorry? I'm out of window.
I'm out of window. I'm livid.
Go to the next hole.
I haven't hit yet.
Yeah, I haven't hit it.
I love that dude.
Wow.
Man.
I love that guy.
He's mad.
Hit!
Hit it already.
I kind of want to play with someone who speeds up my play a little bit,
Yeah,
so I
right.
don't lollygag.
Yeah.
I need to call
Move
this
it
kid.
along.
Yeah.
Every time you swing, I'm madder than a bing bongity ding dong.
Go check out the video at 1059thebrew.com. Just click on Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Is it posted yet? I don't actually.
It's posted.
Laura got it posted.
Let's
Nice.
get posted.
Also, the Donkey Show podcast is online. It's our show after the show. By the way, we're going to play that audio unedited in the Donkey Show podcast today.
And see how mad he really is.
Yeah, as you'll be able to hear all the funny old man F-bombs that he's got. And we'll do that here in just a few minutes, and it can be heard at 1059thebrew.com or on the iHeart Radio app. What else is online? A bunch of stuff. So just
go see it. And
check it
also
out.
the sign up for Trash Bandits is online under the contest tab.
Fill it up.
So go get it.
Yes, Trash Bandits is Saturday, the third annual Trash Bandits. We're going to be cleaning up Montevilla Park from 9 a.m. to 11:30, and we need some volunteers. So if you want to make the city look a little bit better, hang out with some good people, and, it could be a networking event.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, we can't get you a job. But
yeah, right.
Somebody might be able to.
Somebody will throw you a bone.
And, you cross off some community service hours if that's what's going on. But sign up now at 1059thebrew.com. Let's check some talkback messages real fast. Of course, you can shoot us a talkback anytime through the iHeartRadio app. Download it for your cell phone. It is free.
Hey, Brew Crew, Fat Thor here. Heard you talking about sneezing. Yeah, I heard that too, that if you hold your sneeze in, that it kills brain cells. I do it all the time. What were we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explains a lot. Happens.
On the subject of defending yourself in court, I got written up for talking on the phone while driving when I was not. I was just holding it, listening to a podcast. So I brought in my phone records. The judge looked it over and said, yeah, you weren't talking. Have a nice day.
Hey!
Boom.
Look at that. That's awesome. And it's so great, too, because the cop doesn't he have to show up? So
yeah,
he
I think
that?
if he doesn't show up, then it's thrown
dismissed.
out, right?
How great would that be if you're on a joint plan with your wife? So I'm going to need your phone records and bring it in so she can see what I was doing.
Like, Brenda, were you on the phone at 9:15 this morning?
Because if everyone's under my family plan, just grab whatever phone's not on the phone.
There you go.
One last talkback.
Hey, Brew Crew, Fat Thor here with breaking news from Southeast. So the drive-by shooting that ended up with one fatality, my wife saw the whole thing. So be sure to tune in today for the Donkey Show podcast as we talk about it. Yeah.
Well, he's so excited. Why is he so excited
Are
about
we going to
it?
be talking
Did he
to
just
Fat
schedule
Thor?
himself?
Yeah.
I think he just scheduled an appearance on the podcast.
That's amazing. That's how most stars get on things.
Yeah, he just demands things.
Yeah, exactly. I'll see you in minutes. Buckle up.
Thanks for having me Tuesday at 9.
Exactly. Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
So, I guess we'll talk to him. But don't sound so excited about a drive-by that involved a fatality.
I know, that's messed up, Fat Thor.
God's sakes.
We know we're jaded in this city, but keep it on the up and up.
All right, we're done, you guys. We will see you tomorrow.
We made it.
We've got another pair of tickets to see System of a Down and the Deftones in San Francisco. The first show ever at Golden Gate Park.
Wowza.
So you could be there tomorrow at 7:30. We'll give those tickets away. Your next chance to win $1,000 from the Cash Karens coming up next. And $1,000 every single hour, you guys.
That's right.
Oh, wow. What is that? 13 grand a day?
Every single day.
Wow.
So if you want $1,000, you got to listen here because right after this next song, you're going to hear a keyword, the Cash Karen. And as soon as you hear the Cash Karen, you got to enter that keyword to 1059thebrew.com and then just keep an eye on your cell phone because we could call you back within just a few minutes with $1,000, yes?
Yeah, get that money.
That's coming up right after Guns N' Roses on The Brew.